hope you guys had a great, lunch, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tariq, and I'm Tariq Mustafa. I'm one of the co-founders of this company. So, basically, what we are trying to do here is, you would have seen a lot of places where a kid or a student can go and they can like learn a lot of like concepts, knowledge, and all those things, right? There are like not many companies who basically have online presence where they have something where they have social media and everything enabled, a full-blown platform which can help you like make sure like you take that intangible knowledge that you had acquired in other places and turn that into something which is tangible, like grades or something. Because as you have seen, I mean, if you are a student, or if or probably a lot of people must be having a career. I have 3 of them. So when they apply to go to like another school, the school doesn't ask doesn't even ask you basically how much do you know. They ask where is your transcripts. What grades did you got like in last year, right? So we are trying to solve that problem. We are trying to make the students test taking like experience better. I mean rewarding, so they can take that intangible knowledge they had to something which is like more tangible, something they can show to other people, and something they can like get like feel better and also like get some mileage out of it. So that's what we have done. Without further ado, like let me go into the slides. Unfortunately, that's not working. Oh, there you go. So what we have seen, just like education, when you say like education, one size doesn't fit all. Same thing with testing. Different kids learn concept and apply concept, and there is like something which is very obvious. I've seen with my kids, even though they know a lot of things, but they don't like. I mean, they haven't practiced that enough. They haven't like done like different variation of that stuff enough to be able to like ace that test. We are trying to solve that problem. We are trying to like help people, help kids basically, at their own speed, at their own adaptability. This platform will help them raise their grades. So how does it do that? Like, so let's go. So you learn basically, just like I said, like I mentioned a little while ago, learning basically, every kid have a different way of learning. Similarly, every kid has a different way of applying that concept which he has learned to the exams. So basically, how do we do this? We have taken some of the research paper based on psychometric testing and figuring out exactly how all these things work together. And we have also like put in some artificial intelligence in the platform, which basically help guide students when they are making mistakes and figure out, okay, when he is probably weak in this concept. Right now, like teacher gives exam paper to a student, he makes mistake, there is no way to figure out where that like concept mistake started happening. We can tell you exactly, let's say a student is in 7th grade, we can tell you exactly that you basically didn't learn some concept in 4th or 5th grade. So the platform is able to figure out intelligently where the problem started happening, and will take you to that level, and then you start working from that point on. And basically you'll start taking tests, you basically grow from that point on. So, like I said, paper-based and online testing today do not provide a true and deep introspection of a student's mastery at the conceptual level. So, therefore, there is no way for you to like address this gap, and we are trying to address that gap. So, there are like some quotes here. I don't want to spend more time on this. So, what do we offer? I mean, we offer something which is very customizable, very affordable. I mean, really, it's not going to be like, very like expensive or anything. It's going to be pretty cheap. And if you look at the scale of the problem, there are if you look at the US market, education market, in K-12 education market, there are almost 56 million students. If you scale that out, extrapolate that to throughout the world, there are almost billion students who want this kind of thing. Every place people are looking. My background is I'm from India, so I mean, I know I have been through that like grind, right, where you really have to like work hard and get into basically go to school and stuff. So basically, that concept, the same thing is coming to US as well. So we are here ahead of the curve, trying to like solve that problem for the kids who are going to go to college and stuff. So what is ACEGRADES? I already talked about that. So what are the features? Quickly go over that. So these are the features we implement. Like we have adaptive early intervention, dynamic question. So like we don't take any static questions. We have like a concept of like dynamic question generation. So these are the features, and so this is our goal, and that's about. So any questions? Sorry. Oh yeah, good.
Do you anticipate that your product will be purchased by school systems or by kind of a like lower? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you anticipate that your product will be purchased by school systems or?
It will be both by school system, and it can be. The platform is more of collaborative platform. There will be like online tutors. There will be a way of parents going and assigning things to the students. There is a way for teacher to assign stuff. So it's basically model for everything. It's model for it's there for school system. It's there for individual use as well. So I mean, depending on different use case, you can even, if you want an online tutor, you can find an online tutor there. He can help you out with some things. And basically, if you don't want anything, you just want parent and student interaction, you can do that as well. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't know that. Like I can. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. So yeah, it's actually meant for any of the different, like it's like multiple drivers there for it. You can have like parent driving it totally. You can have teacher or school system driving it, or you can have like a student and like online tutor helping you out like in that thing. But there will be like a lot of feedback every time there will be some kind of feedback coming back to the parents or to the teacher whenever that interaction happens. All right? Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Sorry, like took a little longer.
Ash and Anvil. So maybe you want to hold in your hand.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, I'm short. For myself and the 1 in 3 American men that are 5'8" and below, buying clothes is tough. Clothes are made for models that are 6'1", many in the audience today, not for guys like me. When us shorter guys shop, we have 3 bad options right now. Let's see. Oh, there they are. The first is that we can get custom clothes. This is very expensive. It takes a ton of time, but it's one way to get the right fit. The second is that we can tailor everything we purchase. You have to go to the mall, pick something up, stop at the tailor on the way home, spend $30 and wait a week, but you end up with something that kind of fits. The third is that for some of us, the skinnier among us, you can shop in the kids section. These are not great solutions just to find a piece of clothing that fits off the rack. Now, if you look at how big the shorter guy market is, 1 in 3 American men are 5'8" and under. That's a huge number, representing over 40 million adults in the US alone. That's actually more shorter guys than there are petite women. But I challenge everybody here. Can you think of a shorter men's brand? If you look at the industry, menswear and women's wear, industries with many billions of dollars. For women, you have plus size on the larger end and petite on the smaller end. For men, you have big and tall, catering to that niche. Those niches are billion-dollar industries with hundreds of stores for each vertical, but for shorter guys, there's nothing. And that's where Ash and Anvil comes in. We're building the first major retailer for shorter guys. Now, you probably noticed that a guy talking about shorter guy clothes is wearing a pretty bad shirt today. And this is actually a Ralph Lauren shirt, $100 from Macy's in my size, a large. But let's try Ash and Anvil instead. 1 second. Now, I'm no model, clearly, but this shirt fits much, much better. The sleeves and the body lengths are correct, and it's proportioned for a shorter guy like me. And the best part is not just me. It's all those 40 million shorter guys that have to wear clothes that look like that. We launched our business about a year ago, and we were fortunate to sell out of our everyday shirts, our first product, in the first 5 weeks. Since then, we've had over $155,000 of revenue directly to consumers through our website, just selling our everyday shirts. And the best part is that 92% of the customers surveyed say they love our clothes and they're so glad to have found us. Some of them after 40 years of shopping in the kids section. We were featured in CNBC recently, and someone from the NPD group said that this is absolutely the most ignored market in apparel. The industry doesn't even track it, it's so ignored. It's a huge opportunity. There's 40 million guys that need our clothes, and it's not even tracked by one of the biggest retail analysts out there. Now, why are no major brands doing this? Shorter guys obviously walk around with clothes today, and we think there's two big reasons. And the first is that being short isn't cool. Brands like J.Crew, Bonobos, modern menswear brands, they don't want to cater to shorter guys because it'll hurt their brand with the taller and average people, which is a bigger part of their audience. We can change that. We're building a brand for shorter guys from the start that they want to associate with. And second, major retailers want the bigger piece of the pie. They're going after the massive market, not the niche. It's a huge opportunity, but it's still smaller than the average person. We're following people like Destination XL or Lane Bryant, who led the way for plus-size women and big and tall men. And we can build the first major retailer for shorter guys the same way that they did. Looking at our current customers, we have about 1,000 of them. We have the physical profile. They're on average about 5'5", 155 pounds for a medium. Median age is 35, though all of that ranges quite widely. When it comes to careers, our first product is untucked button-down, so caters to guys in tech, sales and marketing. People that generally live in large urban areas like New York or San Francisco or Detroit. With customer acquisition, we started the company without having a marketing budget. We bootstrapped all the way, and so we knew we needed to get the word out right away without having that. We focused on PR and email marketing the most, and we were able to sell it in 5 weeks exclusively through that. Moving forward, though, we have plans to grow through more paid approaches and ways that we can scale that way. Our margins are great as well. Because we design, manufacture, and sell our clothes 100% ourselves, we have a positive margin even in small volume, and it only goes up as we continue to scale. Looking ahead, our plan is to grow by getting new customers door to door, but also develop more products. To be the first major retailer for shorter guys, we need to have more than just shirts. This is a roadmap of where we're going to go, and we get emails every day from customers saying, when we have pants, jeans, chinos, pajamas, sweatpants, sport, athletic apparel, really anything where height's a factor in how it fits, we can make it better, and guys are waiting for it. And we're building this towards a strategic exit. We're not building a lifestyle brand or a boutique. We want to be that first major retailer and eventually exit, similar to some of these other brands, to a much bigger player. Now, I want to end here with Patrick. Patrick sent us an email and a photo and a testimonial one day saying, I'm sick and tired of shopping at Gap Kids, and I'm so glad that I found Ash and Anvil. This is a 40-year-old man who has shopped in the kids section, not just in his childhood, but his entire adult life. Our goal with Ash and Anvil is to make sure that guys like Patrick, guys like ourselves, and the shorter guys in the audience today never have to shop in the kids section again. Thanks. Any questions?
So you said you brought in about $155,000. How long business was this for?
We launched last November, so about 11 months. November 19th to be exact. That's 100% through our own website.
Have you been pitching this in New York City?
We pitched New York Angels and a couple groups out there, but otherwise not much. But most of our customers are in New York, San Francisco, and LA.
Do you use $500,000 in advertising without paying cash for it?
We could.
Do you manufacture your garments or you have somebody else manufacturing it?
So we have manufacturing partners in China and India, about 4 different ones right now. Because we're smaller, we have to have a few different partners because they have access to different sorts of fabric.
So do you normally rebrand it with another company or you have your own brand?
Do we what?
Do you rebrand it with, you co-partner with another company like Ralph Lauren or something, or how do you know?
100% branded ourselves. Our manufacturer makes it from our own unique spec that we design from scratch.
So how do you cater to people who are very brand conscious?
Do we what? I'm sorry?
People who are very brand conscious, how do you plan to cater to them?
Yeah, the biggest thing is that we're fixing a problem that guys have. No other brands make clothes that actually fit, so guys have to buy it then tailor it. And if you're fine doing that, then great, keep going. But when they put on our shirt and it's a similar style, better quality, and it fits right off the rack, it's really a pretty easy sell once they can try it on. The biggest challenge is just having guys actually try the clothes.
So you mentioned the Ralph Lauren shirt costs about $100 off the rack, and
Yep.
how much does the Ash and Anvil cost, this particular shirt that you're wearing?
These shirts retail for $79, and that includes free shipping, exchanges, and returns anywhere in the US.
And $50 is what you make right now out of that?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and that goes up quite significantly as we scale.
Are you maintaining inventory, or do you have the clothing drop ship from the manufacturer?
We do have to maintain inventory. The shipping costs from overseas to our customers would be too high to have the same margin. That's been a challenge, having enough inventory. We've actually been sold out from about half the time we've been alive, and we've had to take pre-orders for 6 months of the time in business. And so part of why we're growing and looking to raise some investment soon is to get some inventory, always have that on stock and do so. Our most recent supply of inventory arrived about 4 weeks ago, and that should last us through January. So at this point, we're good to go, just focus on scaling for the holidays. And that's a downside of the business, having to front the inventory. But at the end of the day, our customers want clothes quickly, and it's worth it for us to build that experience. Thank you.
So if you have more questions, you can talk to him after this presentations. Next is Carevium. One more time, Spatial.ia, navity, HAAS Alert. If you have not given your presentations, please give your presentations to Param on the corner over there. Right.
Thank you, Lakshmi. My name is Paddu Govindaraj. I'm the founder and CEO of Carevium. A quick question. I see quite a few Indian faces here. If there is a call from India around 3 a.m. in the morning, what would be your reaction to that? Or what would you think? Maybe parents are not well, they've gone to the hospital or something like that, right? Another question for people over here. Anybody has got a parent, mom or dad in assisted living on memory care? Probably if you are aware of that particular industry, you know the problem that exists here. You pay anywhere between $2,000 to $8,000 a month to have a mom or dad in the assisted living or memory care facilities. And right now, once you give that money, you don't know anything. What happens, whether they are going to the hospital or whether their vitals are okay, whether they are checking with the doctor, unless you call them every day or every week, which will go into the voicemail, you won't know anything. So Carevium addresses that problem. It's a digital health platform for senior living communities and home care agencies. This problem is a large problem. We have about $350 billion industry size. And we build a platform for these facilities, home care agencies, as well as adult daycare centers. There are over 80,000 of them all over US. And mostly, about 80 to 90% of them use pencil and paper even today. They don't even use any even Excel spreadsheets. So we are trying to bring them on board, and this is a cloud platform. We can empower the caregivers to know what they are supposed to do, what medications they are supposed to give at any point in time, what care activities they are supposed to perform. Assume that your parent is, she has got something like incontinence or any other problems or mobility problems. So in such cases, you can use this system. Essentially, we are focusing on the caregivers right now. It's not meant for the seniors themselves, but the families can connect with them and see what's going on inside the facility, whether everything is on time, whether she is sleeping on time, whether she takes food or not. So all those things can be. Again, as I mentioned, this is a digital health platform. It's completely cloud-based, based on tablets. So any of the tablets can be used, and it's point of care, in other words. And it, as I mentioned, it takes care of right from admissions to medications to care activities, their billing, payments, appointments, everything will be online. They'll be able to check it. The families also will be able to check it. And we also connect with all the devices, the vitals collection devices. Most of them are Bluetooth enabled. As they come on board with the new devices, we are onboarding them so that the digital values can be directly transferred to the system rather than entering it. And again, this is completely mobile, tablet-based. And the market itself is, as I mentioned, it's a $350 billion industry. And we have every day 10,000 patients hitting age 65. We know the baby boomers generation coming up, and they need all these services. And we cater to assisted living, memory care, Alzheimer's care, home care agencies. And this is priced on a per resident basis, anywhere between $10 to $20 a resident, depending on what they use. And right now, it's a B2B model. We don't charge the consumers themselves, and so it's B2B. And we are two co-founders. Both of us are technology professionals. I have 6 years experience in the health IT. And we have very good advisors. Chuck McGlade, doctor, he runs 15 facilities. And Steve Moran is very well known in the industry as a blogger. And we have, the platform is up and running. It's implemented in more than 30 facilities right now. And we have about 12,000 residents in our pipeline. All these are coming through inbound leads. We are not even selling as of today. So it's a very major opportunity here. And we are raising a funding round to a Series A. If anybody interested, please talk to me. It's a very major industry, and it's a worthy cause. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can catch me afterwards.
Kevin, thanks for making that big. I can see that without my glasses on. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jerry Roston. I'm the CEO of Civionics. We're a University of Michigan startup. Yeah, make it more challenging. The problem that we're addressing is downtime in manufacturing. The manufacturing assets in many of these plants represent 40-year assets, and they represent investments on the order of millions of dollars. And either I'm using this wrong or it's not working.
You can raise your hand in case it's not.
Oh, there we go. The challenge that these manufacturers have is that their equipment right now is maintained using old-fashioned methods based on scheduled maintenance. And what this means is that they take the equipment down periodically, more often than they need to, and they often have failures because things break in between these scheduled maintenance periods. Now, it's known that if they were to put sensors on these pieces of equipment, they would have a better understanding of what's happening. But according to some of the potential customers with whom we're speaking, running something as simple as a temperature sensor in a factory can cost as much as $2,000. What the heck's going on? Wow, you're making this challenging for me. Go back 2 slides, please. Thank you. The other problem with the current methods is that even if they can run this temperature sensor, that data is going to the PLC and they don't have access to it remotely. So what this really leads to is that their operating costs are higher than they need, and this fundamentally and the fundamental reason for this is that there don't exist methods currently to accurately predict the remaining life of the equipment. Next slide, please. Civionics' predictive health monitoring system addresses this problem. We use a sensor-based approach wherein we deploy the sensors right on the machinery itself, and that allows us to get information from the machinery before any other methods can detect what's going on, and it allows the manufacturers to know the current health status and predict the future health status of the equipment. The data is combined into actionable information, and we have intuitive user interfaces and advanced analytics that help the manufacturer maintain their equipment better and improve its performance. Bottom line is that our technology, in combination with their existing systems, should help reduce downtime by a factor of 2. Next slide, please. Our system is an industrial Internet of Systems industrial Internet of Things system, and it comprises 3 primary components. Our perceived nodes, which are wireless sensor modules, which are deployed right on the equipment themselves. Our cloud gate, which provides secure communication from the nodes to the cloud, and our perceived decision workshop, which provides advanced analytics and intuitive user interfaces. 2 of the things that we do differently from others is that we do a lot of the processing on the node, and that allows us to scale to larger systems while reducing data glut. The other thing that we do differently is that we combine both model-based and data-based analytics, which allows us to address systems that are more complex than other systems can handle. Next slide, please. Okay, traction. This is where things get interesting. We deployed our first system with a small company by the name of Fiat Chrysler back in February. It's a paid pilot. We were on 2 lines. By June, they gave us a testimonial because we had already saved them 2 downtime incidents, which would have cost them about $1 million. And we are now working with them to expand our system throughout the entirety of the Warren stamping plant. We also deployed a system with a multinational aerospace corporation that was a paid pilot, and we're currently working with them right now to extend that to a phase 2 pilot. And when I wrote this slide up last week, we were in conversations with 4 customers. We're now in conversations with 6 potential customers, all of whom see the value of this technology in being able to reduce their downtime and improve their bottom line. Next slide, please. So in addition to manufacturing, we're addressing 2 other markets. The first is in conjunction with an engineering company in South Africa. And the opportunity being addressed there is mine safety. Because, again, like manufacturing plants, if mining equipment goes down, the cost is significant. The other market we're addressing is with an engineering firm in Bangalore, which has a lot of experience doing infrastructure projects in India. And we're working with them to deploy our equipment on railroad bridges in India so that we can improve the efficiency of the Indian railway system. Oh, and by the way, the guys in India know all of the top people at the Indian Railway. So in conclusion, I'd love to talk to you more about this, and especially if you can help introduce us to potential customers, potential investors, or employees, because we have to grow our team so we can address all of these great opportunities. Thank you. Oh, I must have done a great job. Oh, there we go.
Maybe I missed the slide. How much money are you looking to raise?
I didn't put that on the slide because of FCC regulations. I don't want to say that I'm actively raising around because I don't know that everybody here is an accredited investor. But if you know an investor, I'd like to talk to them. We have had, thus far it's all been bootstrapped. We have received some money from the federal government by the way of small business innovative research grants. We've had a couple of small loans from economic development corporations, but it's all been bootstrapped and based on revenue from customers.